Hey guys, welcome back. Let's go through the 8 daily habits that can change your inner monologue and reprogram your negative self-talk, because negative self-talk entails negative emotions, thoughts, and feelings that you fill your mind with, and you become a more submissive, negative person that people just start to walk all over, and we cannot allow that to happen. We need to stop it at some point. And today is that point. So from experience, a lot of my negative self-talk comes in moments of stress. I'm in a rush where I'm gonna be late. I get just so angry with myself for allowing that to happen. So my number one advice is to set your morning alarm 5-10 minutes earlier than normal. And it's obviously quite difficult to wake up earlier when you know it's earlier than normal, but the sacrifice of those few minutes will pass away super quickly as you become more awake. And that extra time can create a much more peaceful start to your day, where you're not rushing, where you're not constantly checking the time, forgetting things when you're leaving out the door. It makes the biggest difference, and you will be able to get ready in a more peaceful state of mind where you're not constantly stressed and this negativity filling your mind. So stupid, I forgot to do that last night. You have those extra minutes to just move in a relaxed manner. Use these precious minutes to move at your own pace, whether that's making a warm drink in the morning, whether that's light morning stretches. When you start your morning with care, with calmness, it's easier to carry that energy into other things that you do throughout the day. Number two, it's time to take up space, physically and emotionally. A lot of the time, negative self-talk can come from feeling like you're in the way, feeling like you're in a space where you're not meant to be. You know, if you're in a very crowded area and you feel like you're in the way of people, you start thinking to yourself like, oh my God, I must be annoying this person right now. Things like that that are negative thoughts that you're filling your mind with and making you feel really small. And you actually physically start to shrink and look smaller because of this negative self-talk, because of feeling like you're in the way of people, that you don't belong there, that you're occupying space that isn't yours. But this space is yours to occupy, and you need to become more comfortable being big, rolling your shoulders back, straightening your back, holding your head up high. It's a little bit about posture, but it's also about how comfortable you are taking up more space. People that are insecure, that are unsure about themselves, that always feel bad, they look small, they look slouched, they look really uncomfortable. Your physical appearance has a lot to do with what's going on right here. So be more mindful how you position yourself, how you stand, how you appear to others, because that is going to manifest itself into how you feel and think about yourself. Taking up emotional space includes saying what you want to say, you know, maybe not overthinking so much of what you're about to say, how they're going to take it. Just be more comfortable. You know, people are gonna judge no matter what. Don't be shy to say excuse me once in a while instead of I'm sorry. You know, if someone bumps into you, why are you apologizing? You can say excuse me, but to apologize is to do that extra belittling of yourself when it's not your fault. Number three is pause before you speak, and that is to help you avoid say things just to fill the silence, or if you just feel awkward or you feel like you have to say it but you don't even necessarily mean it. Pause before you speak to allow the time to remind yourself, I don't need to apologize right now. I don't need to be so unsure of myself. I said my part. Let's see what the other people have to say. Silence is its own entity. You gotta let it exist, and you need to become comfortable with it because it's gonna happen and it should happen. Number four, immerse yourself into what you love. Become passionate, become extremely interested, become deeply curious about things that already intrigue you, already interest you. When you're talking with someone who's very obviously passionate about a subject, they can go on and on about it without really even remembering that they're talking to you, that they're taking up your time. These people are really happy people because one, they have something that they're super obviously intrigued, passionate about that helps them wake up in the morning. But two, at least when such a topic is being discussed, it distracts them from being overly empathetic where it does more harm to themselves than good. And I would want you to find more topics that you're just personally, genuinely very interested in, can talk for hours about, and obviously inspire others with, but just be able to take yourself out of this micro focus on yourself, on how you make other people feel while you're talking. Like, focus on one thing at a time, and what really helps is being really passionate about something, and that passion is going to consume the space of what would have been negative thoughts or being overly empathetic, constantly thinking about the other person. If you're really passionate about something, you start to take up more space because you don't realize the space you're taking up, so you just naturally take up more. Number five, spend time with people that show confidence in themselves. And I would even go a little bit above that and say, even people that appear a little bit selfish, a little bit narcissistic, they're healthy people to hang around with from time to time. Confidence and self-love, if you let it, can be super contagious. Spending time with people who unapologetically put themselves first, who publicly can take pride in their achievements and who don't shy away from self-appreciation, this is so inspiring, to be honest. Look for people who help you normalize the idea of self-appreciation, doing things for yourself, making yourself feel good, and surrounding yourself with these more confident people that evidently express this self-love. It helps you not want to put them first because you already see that they're putting themselves first. And that's why in my personal experience, it has helped me hanging out with these kinds of people, because then I feel like, okay, I can fully focus on myself in this environment now. You know, when you're constantly surrounded by people that feel bad about themselves, you feel like a more motherly figure that needs to take care of someone. And being in the presence of these high energy people can help you feel less guilty about prioritizing yourself and being able to feel a fuller sense of self. Number 6, something very simple but can help you realize a huge thing. Are your expectations for yourself fair and even realistic? So many of you are such incredibly forgiving people, but the minute it comes to yourself, you hold yourself to impossibly high standards. Do you expect perfection from other people? Likely not. So why do you set that as a standard, as an expectation for yourself? Give yourself permission to be a beginner, to be a learner at something. When you set such high expectations for yourself, of course your inner monologue is going to be so toxic, it's going to be so negative, because why are you expecting the level of a professional when this is your first day? Lowering these unfair expectations can be so freeing. You will finally be so much kinder to yourself. Number 7, be more mindful of unnecessary and self-deprecating talk, because a lot of the time we talk negatively about ourselves, even publicly, in order to appear more relatable and more funny and fun. So many comedians make fun of themselves and people laugh, and that's how they create a successful career. But you're not a comedian and you're not making any money out of this, so why are you doing it for free? Number 1. Number 2, wanting to be more relatable and funny and not this uptight snob is normal. But the minute it comes to the point where you're the one initiating this, negativity, this making fun of yourself for no reason, and for someone to never have asked you a question in order for you to explain why something went wrong and you're just doing it out of your own will, that's the minute you make the shift from humor to self-sabotage. If you find yourself in this situation, you need to stop and take a step back. But before everyone just goes silent and you're going on and on and on about your negatives, your flaws, it doesn't become funny at this point. You're not doing it for relatability, and your negative talk here has found a microphone and a platform and has come out. Save honest vulnerability for moments when you're asked for it, and also for people that you trust. Number 8, which is quite a cute and fun little piece of advice, and that is to set compassionate reminders on your phone to appear as notifications for you throughout the day. This is such a small but really kind act of kindness that you show yourself that can create a moment of peace and reflection and grounding. It could obviously be a generic inspirational quote, or something I'd prefer, which is a more personalized little note that you make for yourself that will affect you in a positive way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.